Hi, this is Jason Major with Sweaty Heroes and another episode of Comic Bargains. So these are all, again, we're a sweaty quarter. So we're going to show you what I got today. Action Comics by Grant Morrison from New 52. John Byrne Action Comics. Not in great condition, but those John Byrne comics were really cool. Another Action Comics from the mid '80s. Adventures of the Mask, based on the animated cartoon of the Mask. Adventures of Superman from the '90s with a triangular. An issue of the original Alpha Flight. Amethyst, Princess of Gemworld. So that's kind of like a She-Ra or He-Man type of vein. That's something that could easily adapt into something. Aquaman from the '90s, followed by some Aquamans that are more recent to the in the DC Rebirth era. The movie adaptation of Arachnophobia, which was a Disney film under their Hollywood Pictures banner about killers, about spiders like coming from Africa and they come over here, kind of like in the vein of monster movies, I guess you could say, like creature monsters. Anyways, Atari Force, which we've had before as a comic bargain. An issue of New Avengers. Again, we've had this in a comic bargain for True Believers, Avengers Forever. Batgirl from DC Rebirth. Balder the Brave, which is part of the Thor characters. Batman Chronicles. Batman Hollywood Night, which is an Elseworld set in the past. Legends of the Dark Knight. A couple more Legends of Dark Knight. We got an issue of Battlestar Galactica 6, based on the series that was from the early 2000s. I have 2 copies of this because it was an older book, Beyond the Grave. Just cool cover. That's a modern comics title. We got Camelot 3000. A couple copies of those. We have Captain Atom. More Captain Atom. A newer Captain Atom. Sam Wilson, Captain America. And Steve Rogers, Captain America. 90s Catwoman. A miniseries called Conspiracy from Marvel. First issue of Deathblow from Image, which is kind of like a Punisher type character from Jim Lee. Detective Comics, DC Rebirth. Escape from New York miniseries. Who wrote this Excalibur? I wanted to look at this. Sorry. Oh, no. Excalibur. Another Excalibur. I'm just trying to see. Early 90s Excalibur. Excalibur Annual. That's kind of fun. We got another Excalibur Annual in the 90s. Force Works, which was an Avengers West Coast spinoff. Must be like the last issue of Force Works. What issue is this? 16? Nope. I guess there was. Okay. Marvel's G.I. Joe number 2, second printing. Some Green Hornet comics from Now Comics. It's like the 80s. Green Lantern. The Green Lantern Emerald Dawn 2 miniseries. We got an issue of Justice League. Look at this. Karate Creatures. That's obscure. Probably would know that. Legends miniseries. Legion of Superheroes. That's Mon-El. Valor. The Daxamite. Mad Max Fury Road miniseries. Marvel Comics Presents, which is a flip book as well. Marvel Comics Greatest Comics was a reprint of Fantastic Four issues, kind of like Marvel Tales. Mutant X series. New Mutants 97. This was in the quarter bin. This is like right before X-Force. Early Cable. Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's a cool cover. Ninjak #1 from Valiant Comics. You might not have heard of this character. Overtaken from Aspen Comics. The Phantom Zone miniseries. This is kind of cool, especially since I've had a couple of those before, but not those ones. The Prisoner, based on the TV show. And we have Protectors from Malibu. Razor Line from Clive Barker and Marvel Comics, so this is dark fantasy characters. Road to Empire miniseries. Then we have some... Oh, we should have this before anyways. Supergirl. Should come before that. And then we have some Byrne era Superman. And then some Triangle Superman. The Toyman plays for keeps. This one kills Cat Grant's kid. Spoiler alert. Superwoman. Comic based on the Twilight Zone. Again, Valor, who is Mon-El, who's a Daxamite. You say, who's that? He usually is with the Legion of Superheroes, and the Daxamites were kind of a sister race or cousin race to the Kryptonians. So Vigilante by Marv Wolfman and Gil Kane. So good creative team. I wonder if these are worth reading. Hanna-Barbera Wacky Raceland. Looks weird. Looks like Mad Max style almost. Hanna-Barbera meets Mad Max. Warlord. Warlord's kind of cool. Kind of a guy who found himself in a place that's lost in time, so to speak. So, Wolverine miniseries. A bunch of X Factor from Inferno, which the Dark Web 2023 series connects with this as a kind of like a pseudo sequel, even though how it relates, I don't know. More X Factor. And even more X Factor. And all new, all different X Factor. And then we have an issue of X-Files. X-Force Executioner's Song. Another couple X-Force. This one with Deadpool. And then wrapping it up, we have some old X-Men comics from the 80s. Which that's in the 80s and 90s was probably one of the best eras, most successful for X-Men comics. And then last but not least, DC the Villain, even though it was a 25-cent book originally to begin with. And I think, I don't know if I showed you this, but the Mighty Magnor #1, which is a pop-up cover like this. See? So the cover's ruined because I had to look at the pop-up. So someone will have to buy the copy and go find another one in Mick edition. That's our Sweaty Heroes Comics Bargain for today. More coming soon. Thank you very much.